Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, you know when you know. In other words, how do you tell when you're talking to and you're interacting with different women, when you're practicing the stuff that I talk about in my book, how do you know when you've met somebody that you really got a shot with and that it's a real special moment to where you're looking into her eyes and she's looking into your eyes with the same kind of desire and want that you have for her. It's an amazing mutual connection. But here's the deal. I live in Delray, and right now the beach is about a quarter of a mile from where I'm currently filming this video. And just a few blocks away, there's a road where all the shops and stores are, and there's always plenty of beautiful women down there. I mean, I can go down there, and I could probably snap a picture of like 100 really beautiful different women. Now, if I was to go up and talk to all 100 of those women and start interacting with them and see if they were single or not, there'd be a lot of them that would have boyfriends. There'd be a lot of them that would be married. There'd be some of them that were just they didn't really want to talk to me. They just may say hello or whatever. And then there's going to be a few of them. They're going to be really sweet, really glad that I stopped and talked to them. And so when you start applying the stuff that I teach, because it's like so many guys come from the same place that I was, is like you get fixated on this one girl because you like her, and you never pay attention to whether or not she likes you. And like when I was younger, I would spend a lot of months and a lot of years chasing and wanting to be with women who I had no chance with, or who I'd blown it with, or I was holding out hope, or they had a boyfriend, or whatever it happened to be. And like when you go from being stuck in that kind of mindset to going to a mall and practicing your social skills, like I talk about in the video that I did called Improving Your Social Skills, which you can find on YouTube. When you go and you start practicing and talking to different women and old people or whatever you're doing just to talk to people, develop your social skills, when you talk to enough of them, it's like if you haven't done this before, because, I mean, think about it this way. If you were like I was at one point in your life, you were always going up focused on the fact that you were into this girl and thinking about what can I do to make her like me. And the thought never enters into your mind that, well, attraction isn't a choice, and you either meet her minimum standards or you don't. Just like she either meets yours or she doesn't. You know, because if long is like 51%, 55% interest level, like interest in the 50s where you basically got a chance, a woman has to look at you and think, he's kind of cute. He's all right. I'd go out with him. Not really overly excited, but she's like, kind of maybe intrigued a little bit, but it's not really that big a deal. To tell the difference between those women, it's a subtle thing. You just simply have to interact with enough different women to start to see these patterns to where you develop your sensory acuity. And after you have enough conversations and you see the girl flicking her hair and twirling her hair around the finger, you know, after you talk to dozens and dozens, like in my case, I've talked to thousands of women over the years. And so, repetition is another skill. You do something enough, you're going to pick it up. Your sensory acuity is going to develop over time. And just like I was talking about these 100, if I go down and I stop like the first 100 beautiful women that I see over the course of the afternoon, there's gorgeous women everywhere. Now, does it mean that every single girl that I like and who likes me, then I say I go and meet them for a drink, that I'm going to have great chemistry with them, or after I sit and talk with her for an hour or so, that I'm going to find her interesting, or, am I going to want to get to know her better? Probably not. And what I've learned, what really got me into this stuff is because I've always been an idealist. When I was real young, I believed in the myth of the one perfect girl, and once you meet her, everything else is just gravy the rest of your life. Well, what I realize is that every few years there's somebody that comes along special in your life, and the way I look at those moments is that they're magical and they're predestined, meaning they were guided by the universe to you, and you were guided by the universe to them, and you're supposed to meet. Because there's lots of beautiful, to me, there's lots of beautiful women in the world. There's lots of women that have great personalities, but there's just some women that have an effect on me. It's just, it's totally different. Where you can look at a woman and just go, God, she's so fucking hot. I love her body. Look at her ass. What a fucking great tan she's got. Like beautiful hair, beautiful eyes. Look at those lips of hers, legs. Just all the things that I like about a woman. and I can feel that kind of physical attraction, but there's every once in a while, and it doesn't happen every day, maybe every few months, every few years, somebody comes along where it's just almost like the air just gets sucked out of your lungs, because there's just something, it's beyond the physical. There's something, it's just a connection, like a knowing, just like something sets off feelings inside you that don't happen with most beautiful women that you meet. And until you've interacted with enough women and talked to them and flirted and tried to make dates and you've gone on enough dates and you've had connection, you've slept with enough different women, until you've gone through that process, you don't really develop the feeling and the awareness and also the peace, because you have to get to a place where you have peace within yourself, to where you don't feel like there's a gun to your head, like I gotta meet somebody in the next few weeks or the next few days or the next few hours or the next few months or the next few years. You know, it's like sometimes I talk to older people, like some of the older guys that have, you know, maybe they were married for a long time and they're a widower or whatever. It's, you know, for them, I mean, they're looking at their life and thinking, fuck, I got 10, 20 years left. Oh my God, if I don't meet somebody right away. And the problem is that they're fearful of the future. They're fearful that if they don't meet somebody quickly, that they're going to basically spend the last couple decades of their life all alone. And this puts an incredible pressure on themselves, and it also causes them to act needy and insecure and try to force it, because it's like they start dating somebody and think, great, I got her. I just got to get her to the point where she's in a relationship and we can live together and live happily ever after and get married and blah, 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 blah. And they're trying to rush through the courtship process, and they end up making a lot of unnecessary mistakes. And like for me, there's just, when you are able, because when I was younger, those moments would happen. I'd meet the girl and there'd be this connection, this electric connection between us. It was not only a physical attraction, but just something energetically that we just like attracts like. And when I was younger, I always fucking blew it. But once you get to the place where you're able to, and it's only through practice and repetition, when you get to the place where you've been practicing, you've been going to the mall, you're standing in line at the grocery store or the coffee shop, and you turn around and there's this fucking unbelievable woman there, you don't freak out and freeze up or act stunned, because you've gotten so used to it. But the difference is there's something special about this girl, and you know it, and she knows it. And you just start talking, and the conversation is just as natural, and it's just bizarre. It's almost like being in a cloud or a haze. It's like time stands still. It slows things down a little bit. And it's just magical being around her and just looking into her eyes. It's just everything about her just sets you off in a way. And then you set a date and you go out on a date and it's just magical. And the first time you make love, it's just fucking indescribable. It's like if you haven't yet experienced this level of love and connection with a woman yet, it's really like me trying to describe to you what a rose looks and smells like when you've never seen or smelled a rose before in your life. It's pretty much fucking impossible. And so when you get used to having relationships with women that you have that kind of a connection with, it's just, there's no comparison. It's the total difference between making love and having sex. And sex is great, and sex with really beautiful women is great, but I will tell you, making love to a woman, just like the women that I described in my book, the first few that I had those kind of relationships with, it's night and day. It's like once you've driven a Ferrari or a Lambo, to hop back into a Toyota Camry, they're nice cars and everything, and they'll get you to where you want to go, but there's just something about the fucking Lambo. There's something about the Ferrari that just does it for you. Just like working a job that you really love and you really have a passion for. It's just a night and day difference. And so if you haven't had that experience yet, but you're having a lot of success, or you're having some success with women, you got to keep practicing and you got to keep getting better, because those women that just knock your fucking socks off, they come when you least expect it, and they come when you're really not looking for it. It'll be the type of thing, like most of the time you're thinking about what you're going to say, you're thinking about what you're going to do, you're forcing yourself to interact with women and talk to people in general in public so you can improve your social skills. And there'll be one day you'll be in line and you'll just be completely focused on what you're doing and not even thinking about talking to people or anything. And you'll just turn around and there'll just be this girl there that just, poof. Or you'll be walking down the street and you'll see her and she'll see you. And you'll look in each other's eyes with such an intensity. It's almost as if you're the only ones on the street, even though you could be surrounded by thousands of people. And you both just have to stop and talk and start chatting. Because there's a recognition inside you and inside her, and there's a feeling that comes over you that's totally different than when you've seen a girl and you're, God, she's so fucking hot. And it's like, yeah, she's fucking hot, but there's something magical about her. There's something special about her. And so when you get used to those kinds of relationships, it kind of spoils you. And you get used to a quality of a woman that's just simply not out there every day that you're going to meet. And so it's special, and it's a gift. And so if you want to get to the place where you can have these kinds of experiences that I talk about in my book and like I've just described to you, repetition's the mother of skill. You got to force your ass to get out of the house, get off your fucking couch, go to the mall, go to a social event, go where there's lots of people, an art fair, or whatever it happens to be, and just start talking to people and interacting with them so you can get ready to meet that one special person, because the worst fucking feeling in the world is to meet that person and to not be prepared. And because you're not prepared, you fucking blow it, and you just, the universe arranged this perfect person, exactly what you wanted, and now you got to wait till the next one comes along, and it may be 2 months, 2 weeks, it may be 2 years. You got to practice infinite patience and practice your skills. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibiya toolbar on the bottom of your screen. If you're watching this video on my website, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this video with all your friends and family by clicking the share buttons, which are located at the top of the video, thanks to YouTube. And if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, understandingrelationships.com, and click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 1 or 2 paragraphs maximum detailing your situation, your questions, or your challenges. And just give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session with me personally by clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.